The space race. Between 1955 and 1969, the United States and the former Soviet Union engaged in a heated battle to become the first and best in space exploration. As interest in rockets and satellites grew, scientists all over the world were experimenting with the possibility of space travel. The United States and the Soviet Union were two of the most powerful countries in the world at the time, and both wanted to win the space race. The timeline below shows some of the most exciting and monumental events of the race that ultimately served to change the course of history. October 1957. The Soviet Union sends Sputnik 1, the world's first satellite into orbit around the Earth. It was only a few feet wide, no bigger than a beach ball. There were no humans or animals on board. Sputnik 1 was able to send tiny radio signals to communicate with scientists in the Soviet Union. November 1957. The Soviet Union launches Sputnik 2 as a slightly larger satellite that carried an animal. A Soviet dog, Laika, became the first living creature to visit space. Many argue that it was inhuman to send a dog into space. Others say it was necessary for the advancement of space science. December 1957, the United States launched the Vanguard. It explodes, it explodes 2 seconds after takeoff. April 1961, Soviet astronaut Yuri Gagarin becomes the first person to travel into space. His spacecraft explodes during its descent, but Gagarin used a parachute to return safely to the ground. May 1961. A discouraged jet aspiring, President John F. Kennedy sets the goal for America to put a man on the moon within the next 10 years. June 1963. Soviet astronaut Valentina Tereshkova becomes the first woman to travel into space. December 1968, United States astronauts aboard Apollo 8 become the first humans to orbit the moon. With the advancement, scientists gain momentum and become hopeful they will soon be able to land a spacecraft on the moon. July 1969, spacecraft Apollo 11 travels to the moon. United States astronaut Neil Armstrong becomes the first human to walk on the moon. President Kennedy promise come true and the United States attains its goals. Based on its use in paragraph 1, it can be understood that monumental belong to which of these following words? Great, historical, exceptional. Based on its use in paragraph 1, the term space race can best define as the race between economical powers in the United States and Russia. 2. A competitive relation between world scientists who want great advance. European and Spain. There is the competition that during between Russia to explore space. In October 1957, the Soviet Union sends up Sputnik 1. The author writes, there were no human or animals on board. Why was this most likely the case? Satellite was too small to have a live person or animal. Based on the information presented in November 1957 of the passage, we can understand that at the time the idea of sending a dog into space was controversial. Sporage repeated, mandatory. Used in May 1961 of the passage, the word aspirin most nearly means hopeful. Between 1961 and the 1968, the United States most likely to the space program decided that the Air Force were better focused on the policy admitted that it should have at least the help of the embrace. Which of the following events occurred in 1968? The first human to appear the moon. According to the passage, the first human to walk on the moon was Neil Armstrong, Valentina Tereshkova. Perfect score, you got a perfect score. Amazing. Quiz completed.